Welcome to HB RV Lifestyle, the podcast. I am the host, the Honey Badger, here to give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business, as well as other things. RV dealerships, at least some RV dealerships and some Grand Design fifth wheel owners, are not very happy with me. I would say borderline hate me. Lately, I have received a lot of hate mail, as you would call it, and I want to talk about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redact all the foul language, because in some of these messages, they curse worse than I do, or cuss worse than I do. So even with me, there's going to be absolutely no foul language in this episode. But before I get into that, our normal Monday routine has been me going over the recalls. Okay, so let's start with that. Again, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube Music, wherever you are getting this podcast from, you can go to the description box of the episode and click on the link to the RVbusiness.com article. It basically does every week, every Monday, the NHTSA releases its most recent installment of RV recalls, okay? So the first one's a little spooky just because I'm pretty sure all of us that own a fifth wheel, own a travel trailer or motorhome, have had a vent lid fly off on us at some point or something of that nature. Like, oops, I forgot to put the vent lid down in the bathroom. Whee! Sorry. I'm in a really good mood today. It's been a great weekend. Ford Motor Company is recalling certain 2017 to 2019 Transit Connect vehicles. So if your motorhome is built on a Transit chassis, I would say year model 2017 to year model 2020, just to keep in mind, okay? So if you have a 2020, you might want to look it up and make sure you're not part of this recall. An improper bond may exist between the panoramic roof and the vehicle body, which can result in the panel detaching from the vehicle. Dealers will remove, clean, and reinstall the panoramic roof panel free of charge. Excuse me. Pardon me, sorry. Whew. Owner notification letters are expected to be mailed out May 20th. Okay. So, again, year model 2017, if your motorhome is on a Transit chassis, so like a, oh God, they made so many of them. I mean, you'll know. Like, it's not the normal E350 chassis or E450 chassis. Okay. Now, I'm not going to read all of these because they're all the same recalls. So now Winnebago, Highland Ridge RV, StarCraft, all have that LED blacklight circuit board in the cooktop range that may fail. Okay. That recall has just about hit every manufacturer now. Not quite all, but we're getting there. So just keep in mind, it might end up every single manufacturer. It looks like mainly 2021 to 2023 models. Again, not a huge deal, but it kind of sucks that you have to take your rig in to do this when everybody else's is failing, right? Ooh! Alliance RV. My boys, Bill Martin and Colby. Is recalling certain 2024 Avenue travel trailers. The inverter circuit was improperly wired to a 30 amp breaker, which could allow the breaker to overheat. Dealers will install a 20 amp breaker free of charge. Owner notification letters are expected to be mailed out by June 28th. If you're an Alliance Avenue owner and you bought one, let's say from July until now, you might want to call them just to see if your VIN number is a part of it. It looks like 235 units were affected, so probably 2 months of production. Now, I've seen this before, so if you're wondering why I'm not all mad and up in arms, I've seen this before with other stuff that I've sold and other stuff I've worked on. I saw it, oh God, Attitude Toy Haulers a couple years ago. Um, it happens. I mean, every once in a while. I mean, it's not something what's going to destroy your coach, but it's sure in the heck an inconvenience again to have to take it in. But again, that's something that should be relatively easy and relatively quick. In fact, Alliance may be able to get somebody to do it mobily. Hint, hint, Bill and Colby. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah? Sorry. Look, let me tell you something about this weekend. My wife flew out and surprised me, so we had a good weekend. We kind of hung out. It was nothing but relaxing. I got to take a really hot bath, which I haven't done in a long time. She like cleaned the trailer where I'm not in a... The last thing I think about anymore is cleaning up, because I work at the dealership, then I come in and work on YouTube. And I don't play video games as much anymore. I did one day of fishing, so it was just kind of nice to, like, I don't know, have a moment away. So that was really cool. Okay. Man, where do I start with this? I guess the best place to start is that my intention is not to make people mad. Okay? My main channel is mainly an education channel. I educate you about interest rates. I educate you about down payment, walkthrough videos, tell you what I like and don't like. I talk about half-ton trucks and what they really should tow. I've got a wide range of educational videos that are, we'll say they're not that entertaining, but they are very informative if you're trying to educate yourself in this industry and get your start, right? I have found, so I've been in this industry almost 15 years. When I worked at Giant RV, I found myself, when I educated people, the chances of them coming back to me and purchasing, if they didn't purchase that day, was higher than if I played games. Okay, I'm not the most talented salesperson. I don't have a silver tongue. I'm not... Most people would call me dry. Okay? Once people kind of figure me out, they start, I don't know, everybody kind of opens up and we start having some good conversations. But I'm not like, hey, welcome, let's look around. Let me tell you 5 things about the inside and 5 things about the outside. Ain't it pretty? Don't you want to buy it? I care about everything about you. I care about your kids and where you work. Let's be friends. I'm not that. I haven't been that forever. I tried that. I tried being like that when I first got into this industry, and I was failing miserably because people can tell I was being fake. Okay? And the reason why I want to start with this is I'm going to start with this email that was sent to me, and I'm not going to name anybody. I want to make sure that's understanding. I'm not going to name anybody. I'm going to give these people the same discretion where they work, who they are, well, I might tell you what they sell, but I'm going to be very discreet about who they are, because I do the same thing for the folks that tell me about their problems with Grand Design, their allegations against Grand Design or Montana or Jayco. When people have told me, please don't share my name, don't share this because I'm afraid it'll affect my ability to get bought out or get fixed or whatever the case may be, I don't say anything unless obviously they put it out themselves like Greg Carson has. Okay. But the reality is, this email, which says, and I'm going to bleep out the foul language, okay? To the so-called honey badger. It appears to me and my staff that you want to make sure that all the little dealerships and the little tiny corporations go out of business. It seems to me you're pro Walmart. Let's just go into Walmart and buy an RV at a cashier. That seems to be how you are bleeping doing things on your main channel and on your podcast. We can't make a living with your transparency. We do not understand why you want to bury the RV dealership industry and be pro-customer all the way. There are the ones that are so-called transparent, but at least they leave some meat on the bone for us to work with. By the way, there are a lot of bleep words in between there. So those so-called corporate RV dealership YouTubers that you like to bag on, we prefer them because at least we can make some money. So please, do yourself a favor and go jump off a cliff. Okay. So a couple things there, okay? First of all, I know this dealership sells Grand Design RV products. Okay. I know if I forward this to his boss, he'd probably be fired tomorrow. I'm not going to do that. Because let's be real about something. That is just complete frustration. That's complete emotion. I'm going to tell you what I figure, and again, I might be wrong, okay? But I can figure what happened. Probably over the weekend, because this email came in this morning. Probably over the weekend, he or she probably had a lot of customers walk in and ask about frame failure, frame flex, when they penciled a deal at a high interest rate. Probably the person came back and showed them my videos, showed them that they're really educated. Who knows? And instead of just going with the flow and making the sale, they probably walked the people, and the people probably bought somewhere else. Someone who was accepting of the fact that they self-educated themselves, so that way they felt confident that yes, the dealership's going to make money, but they're not going to make 40, 50 grand on me, right? If I went up to somebody and I said, look, if you finance the RV, you finance this Flagstaff travel trailer, if you finance it, I make a total of $4,000. Most people will be okay with that. I'm not going to say everybody, but the majority of people are like, oh, so it costs $38,000. You're getting $4,000 as profit. That's not bad. I'm not getting totally scammed. Okay? Whatever the case may be. When people have a little bit of education about, okay, I'm not getting my head torn off, when they walk in, they feel more confident and ready to buy. If you're an RV dealership right now, if you were to hire me to come into your business, I would change all of your salespeople around from being game players to educators. And they would make maybe the same money they're making now, but it would be easier on them. Okay, because my style has always been tell them what they're buying. Tell them not just about the product, but tell them about the stuff that they're going to have to watch out for. Tell them about the things they're going to have to prepare for. Because when people feel like, okay, I know I should carry a small little tool kit and I should have some knowledge about where electrical is, and I should have some backup stuff like an ice chest just in case my fridge goes out. I should have, a backup generator just in case the campsite doesn't have power. Things of that nature. When people are well informed and well educated, they make good decisions and they trust people. The only people that feel this way are people that are trying to rip people's heads off still. That are the old school, that old school mindset that don't educate them, try to make as much money, push for the sale today. Yes, a lot of people will buy same day. I've had probably half the people I've ever sold in my career bought the very first day they met me. Probably half. The other half, anywhere between a day later to a year later. It really just depends. Okay? The people that have told me they're 2 or 3 years out, I never see them again. But the people that said, we're going to wait till the end of the year because either one, it's a time thing, B, this is the most common thing when people tell me it's a year out. The most common thing they ever tell me is it's usually about a family member that's living with them. You know, a mother-in-law, a in-law of some sort, maybe a son who had to come back from college. Maybe there's some complications. Maybe they had to move out of their house into an in-law's house. There's a lot of that stuff that goes on, and they're like, man, we're just about 7-8 months away from being clear of this. Maybe we should start looking for what we want to do afterward. So I've seen a lot of that in my life. So when you're complaining about somebody like me, maybe you should go look in a mirror. Okay? Because, not to say that in a mean way, but if you got a customer that walks in and you're going to make, right now in this industry, if you're making 10%, you're absolutely doing phenomenal. If a customer is letting you make your normal 8 to 10% margin on an RV, profit-wise, I mean, you did a good job. They trusted you. They trusted your process. Enjoy. But if you're going to get greedy and try to get 20 or 30%, don't blame me. Okay? I'm not here to put people out of business. The problem is if I don't come out and educate people, everybody's going to think it's either one way or the other. It's either sunshine or crap. It's either Armageddon or everything's beautiful and wonderful. I've never seen it before. So how is a customer going to get real education, right? That's at least how I feel about it. So they're not mad necessarily at my podcast. This came off my main channel where I do those things, okay? The next email I got was this. And this is I got about, what did I say it was? Let me look in the file. 20. I got 25 emails like this that were some version of this in the last 4 days. Okay. And I can tell these are people, actually 4 of them admitted they're a Grand Design fifth wheel owner. And now let me read the one that was really good from the Grand Design fifth wheel owner. Okay. And again, I'm going to leave out all the bad words because there's a lot of bad words there, okay? But you bleepin', stupid, bleepin', blup, blup, bloopin'. You're not a honey badger. You're a person willing to destroy lives. I was putting I'm not going to tell you what it was, but it was a Grand Design fifth wheel on the market, and I can't get one bite because your stupid lies that you are telling people on your podcast and on your main channel. You are just a jealous bleepin', 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 bleep because you can't sell Grand Design products because you're not bleepin' good enough to sell Grand Design products. I hope to God that Grand Design takes you out in the Nevada desert and we can leave the rest of that out. You have destroyed the value of my fifth wheel, and I'm going to lose so much more money when I have nothing wrong with my rig. And when I call Grand Design, they tell me there's absolutely nothing wrong with their fifth wheels and that there's a bunch of lies out there in the industry, and they are sorry that so many of us are trying to destroy them. Scroll down. We're going to leave that out. We're going to leave that out because those are just something we don't need to say over the air. Um, you know, I hope you are blacklisted. I hope you never get to sell another RV in your life. And let's just make sure you get to go to rehab because I think you've had too much of that white powder up your nose. Okay, so that last part has been a common thread lately. So I want, as far as crashing people's um, values of their fifth wheels, that's not my intention. I'm not coming out here to destroy people's lives. I'm coming here so everybody's educated about it. Okay. So I understand the anger. I know it's a lot of allegations, speculation. There's a lot of accusations being thrown around. I think who you need to talk to, ma'am or sir, I think you need to talk to the people that are going through the frame failure. If you look a lot of the groups, there's a lot of people. I mean, we're talking about more than 1,500 people that have been posting major problems about Grand Design fifth wheels. We're not talking about 50, 60, 100. We're talking about more than 1,500 people have been talking about this. So I think what you need to do is stop trusting the corporate image of people, and I think what people need to do is listen to the people that are having the problem. Okay? Here's a great way. If you're watching this podcast, don't give them the crap you gave me. But Paving New Paths, even though they don't talk about it anymore, their older videos are still online. Go see their older videos. Go see the progress of where it started and how it got as bad as it did. Go listen to Greg Carson, okay, at Cruising with the Carsons. Listen to Tom at Life.Adventure. Crap, I can't remember his channel name. West's on the Move. WESTS. Lisa and Pete West. You know, as much as I'm not a fan of Liz Amazing at all, she does one really great little video with a guy named Patrick, and their video, and listening to them, don't listen to her, listen to him. He is very well versed and very well educated in this, okay? And you could get it from the customer perspective, okay? Now, the second part. My nose has been clogged since 2006. One side or the other. And it's not because of something I did. It's allergies, okay? I left those party days behind me 18 years ago. In fact, for those of you that told me go to rehab, been there, did that. Because when I was in college, I was partying a little too much where it became a problem. So I did go to rehab. Okay? Haven't done that since 2006. Since basically I graduated college. Okay? I'm not going to put nasal spray. I take a once a day 24-hour allergy medicine. I think I can only remember twice in my life where I didn't use nasal spray, and have both nostrils clear for a full day. I don't remember the last time. So I don't sniff because of that. Okay, now, for the RV dealership people, for the RV employees, RV dealership employees that are accusing me of that, if you've been in this industry 20 plus years, remember I know a lot of the stories about what would go on at shows. You know what I mean? So, that's like calling the kettle black. I mean, is that the phrase? I think that's the phrase. Okay. The last thing I'm really going to say on this is, look, I'm not here to get hate. I'm going to get it. That's fine. You want to throw more hate at me? Go right on ahead. I knew getting into this that there's going to be the majority of people are going to get the education they need, love the education, and move on. And then there's going to be the people that are going to be fans of the channel and the podcast. There's a lot of you, okay? And then there's going to be the people that hate. And that's okay. As an American, it's your God-given right for free speech. First Amendment. So if you want to call me names, go for it. But this is the reaction you're going to get. But I did want, and normally I wouldn't react, but some of the things that have been said lately kind of needed to be addressed. Because now being accused of doing hard substances, being accused of trying to crash RV businesses and make businesses go out of business or dealers go out of business, that's where I draw the line that we need to address this, because I think it's necessary, so that way everybody has an understanding that we just need to just be educated, right? So, hope everybody had a great Cinco de Mayo weekend, and have a good one.